Hi everyone, my name is Rod, and today I want to talk to you about this idea about I'm just out there hustling. Sometimes I hear people say that I'm out here hustling, and for me, when I hear this word hustling, no disrespect to people, but when I hear the word hustling, it sounds like they're just spinning their wheels or they're not exactly sure what to do. And in the worst case scenarios, people are just flat out just bullshitting, and that's not a good thing. There was a guy that I used to know, and I run into him every now and then. And every time I ran into this guy, he had the same story, which was, I'm out here hustling. I'm about to get mines. I'm about to blow up. And and you want him to win. You want him to blow up. But it was the same story. I ran into him again a couple years later, same story. And then again. It's always the same story. I'm about to blow up. I'm out there hustling, getting mines. So it felt like bullshit is what it was. It felt like you're wasting your time. The only difference about this person was that he was getting older. I find that people, particularly like this, they're chasing the money. And we all want money. I want money. You want money. We all want money. But they're chasing the money. And when you're chasing the money, I just don't think it's enough. Because the money is way out there. It could be years away. And these folks are doing one thing here and another thing here, and they're not sticking in it long enough to really make a difference because they're just chasing the money. I feel like if you want the money, you got to stick to it for a long period of time. You got to find something that's part of your heart. Like maybe you like to play an instrument. Maybe you want to go into business. Maybe you want to be a teacher. Maybe you're a writer, whatever it is, filmmaker, whatever it is, something that's close to your heart that you'll stick to it long enough so that you can have this success. I find that some people, they'll lose motivation along the way. Like even if they find something that they're interested in, they'll lose motivation along the way. And part of the reason is because the motivation is just on themselves. And I find that to stick through it through the long haul, you have to have something, a motivation outside yourself, like your kids, your wife, your husband, your mother, or bettering society, whatever it is. I remember when I was in school, and I'm going to take you way back, when I was in school in junior high and actually elementary school all the way through high school. I was a poor student. I was a C student. But when I was actually in school, most of that time I went to summer school. A lot of time I went to summer school. And it's ironic that I'm going to summer school because I dislike school so much. And then here I am spending my time in the summer when I can have free time going to school. I remember in high school, I didn't graduate on time. And the reason why I didn't graduate on time is because I went to summer school. I just couldn't get it together. I went to summer school, I had one class to take, couldn't even graduate on time. So, and I walked with the class, but I felt like a fraud. They're throwing their hats in the air, they're celebrating, but I felt like a fraud. So, but after I graduated, I decided I want to go to college. And the thing about college and high school, they're two different things. But I didn't know that. So I take about 4 or 5 classes in college. And you know what happened my first semester? I failed every single class. All of them. It was overwhelming for me. I couldn't handle it. I quit. I was done. And and nobody was happy about it. My family wasn't happy about it. But I couldn't do it. So I quit. But then something happened. Right? And it's happened to probably all of us. I met a girl. And this girl changed my life. When I met this girl, I wanted to be better. Not only did I want to be better, I wanted to create a better life for her, for us. And not that she wasn't capable, because she was very capable, but I wanted to contribute to that. So you know what I did? I went back to school. I did it all over again. Took 4 classes, I think, 5 classes. But this time I didn't fail every class. I dropped every class. I was smarter this time. I knew not to stick it through and fail it. I actually dropped every class this time. So painful disheartening. And I wasted a full year. So it was very disappointing. But you know what? I was different now because I wasn't going for me, just me. I was going for us. I was going for this other person. So I was motivated, more motivated, disheartened, but more motivated. So I grinded out. I went back, I grinded out, and I grinded out for 9 years. It took me 9 years to get this 4-year degree in marketing. But I did it. And the only reason I could do it is because I had something else. First of all, I was consistent, but I had another motivation besides myself. Because if I didn't have this person in my life, I wouldn't have been motivated. And you know what? Just so you know, that person that I was with then, I'm with her today. We've been married for years. We've got 3 kids together. We're together right now. And not only that, later on, if you can believe this, I went back to school and I got an MBA. And that took me 3.5 years. And actually the MBA, I loved the MBA program. I was a little afraid to go because it was so hard for me to go to school before and I didn't want to do that. But I did it. And my motivation, again, was my family. I want to make sure I can create a better life for my family, but I also want to set the example for my kids who were in school at that time. So I went back and I got an MBA. But what I want to tell you, my point is that there's no shortcuts to success. There's no hustling. You can't take shortcuts. Success, money, whatever it is, it takes a long time. Not to just get discouraged. You should never be discouraged by this. But that's just the way it is. It takes a long time. And you have to do something consistently over and over again. That's why you want to do something that's close to your heart so that you can keep going. That's why you want to give yourself a reason to do it, like a family member, whatever it is, something bigger than yourself, so that you can keep going. There's no hustling. People that are hustling, not only are they hurting themselves, they're fooling themselves, but they're hurting their family members who bought into it. Your family member bought into you. You're saying you're hustling, and then time and time again, you do nothing. You come up short. I've seen it. And it just hurts and destroys the family, destroys the wife, the girlfriend, the kids. It just destroys people because they're counting on you. They're believing in you. They want you to win. And you're talking about this hustling and you never do anything. You never even meant to do anything. You just bullshitted them. You just wanted a pat on the back for the moment. And then you robbed them of their success later because you couldn't come through. I know this sounds a little bit harsh, but I want to set the point to you that you can do it. There's no easy way, but you can't hustle your way through it. You got to really dig down. One thing I know and found out for sure with my own family is that they'll support you when you're struggling. You know, as long as you struggle falling forward. I've heard Denzel Washington say that you fail falling forward, because I've had lots of failures in my life. But my family always stood by me because I'm falling forward. I'm not hustling. They know I'm serious. I'm grinding it out. They know they can count on me. Sooner or later, I'm coming through. And that's what you have to do. So that's my message for you today. I've talked to you guys before about, a couple of books I've written. I just want to tell you real quick about them. One is called Thou Son's Keeper, which is a Black Western I wrote. It's a really good book. And then the other book I wrote, which is called The Soldier in You, which is more of a kind of an inspiration, self-help book for minorities and women in particular. So if you're interested in those, just check the link below. But other than that, I so appreciate you listening, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks.